I tried to master Ramattra in 7 days, and I went from playing like this.
An anti. Bro, I can't see you.
Yeah, I got my ult. I'm still fucking dead. How did I take so much damage? To this. In this video, I'm going to summarize what I learned and share it with you. And if you find this video helpful, don't forget to subscribe and leave a comment letting me know who you want to see me try to master next. Ramatra's Nemesis ability is hands down the single best ability in the game. It gives you a speed boost, 225 armor, and you can 3-shot squishies with a melee. You can shoot through shields and multiple enemies, and you're basically unkillable if you block. Pair that with Kiriko's Kitsune and or a nano boost from your Ana, and you're basically guaranteed to win the fight. On the off chance that the enemy manages to get you low in Nemesis form, you can just ult and get your Nemesis form back, resetting your 225 armor back to full, and you get a massive AoE damage over time. They can keep you in your Nemesis form indefinitely, as long as you're doing damage to enemies. When Ramatra is used correctly, he's insanely powerful. After I got the hang of him, it got to a point that even my own teammates were questioning how ridiculously powerful he can be. Now, my recording software missed the first 30 seconds of this fight, but I was solo tanking the enemy team for ages with my ult and just one Mori healing me. Even I felt a little bit sorry for this Pori, but I mean, just look at this. It's ridiculous how tanky Ramatra is in Nemesis form. Ramatra's Ravenous Vortex, or his slow ability, is an AoE ability that deals 15 damage per second and slows enemies by 40%. This ability, if used correctly, makes Ramatra feel extremely oppressive, particularly against squishies. It's great at denying enemy escape abilities such as Winston's Jump or Soldier's Slide, making it easy to punish them for overextending. Additionally, you can easily use it to kite enemies when they're ulting, such as Ramatra. I recommend holding on to your solo ability when you know the enemy Ramatra has his ultimate up for an easy main tank difference. Or you can just use it simply to engage by shooting it behind the enemy tank. A lot of people still seem to be unaware of one of the easiest way to counter Ramatra's ultimate. So any tank with a shield can block Ramatra's ultimate as long as the shield is blocking Ramatra's line of sight. His 3-second ultimate timer will lower, and then after those 3 seconds his ultimate will end. Now this works with any shield including Winston Bubble and Zarya Bubble. Using your shield to deny healers such as Baptiste or Ana that can't heal through a shield will deny the enemy tank healing and likely force the enemy supports to overextend in order to heal their team, making it much easier for you to kill them. Doom is an annoying matchup. You can't really do anything to counter him, and any decent Doom should be able to get way more value than you, and he can counter your ult with a punch, especially if it's charged, although it's not easy. Punching away while you're in your Nemesis form is also very annoying as it wastes about half the ability, and the matchup is very skill dependent. You don't want to spend too much of your time attacking Doom, instead prioritize squishies that overextend. As long as you do that, it should be around 50-50 depending on the skill level. Ramatra is a stalemate against Orisa, in that neither of you really get anywhere. A good Orisa can feel very oppressive, especially if they spear you during your Nemesis form, so don't expect to get much value. Just try to kill squishies that step too far forward and keep Orisa at bay. This matchup is mainly a battle of the DPS anyway. Hog is also a bit of a stalemate matchup that comes down to skill. You can farm your ult off of Hog easily by using your primary fire, however his hook is a big threat. As long as you're in your Nemesis form, your armor will block the majority of Hog's damage, and you can alternate between blocking and punching whenever he shoots. However, you can only block for your teammates every 14 seconds with your shield, so I find that focusing Hog with your primary fire is the best way to protect your team, plus it has the added benefit of getting you lots of ults. However, be careful, Hog doesn't use his ultimate to push you away when you ult. It's best to wait out his ult before using yours. Ramatra is strong against D.Va, Winston, Sigma, Wrecking Ball, Junker Queen, and Reinhardt. However, you'll basically never block a Ryan shatter, so make sure to track when the Reinhardt has ult and warn your team to split up or play back. Ramatra is also good against Zarya as long as you don't give her charge. If she's high charge, it is much harder for you to pressure her, and she will likely get ultimates off you very easily because your shield is up for a very short amount of time. I find that Ramatra is strongest when attacking because he can freely kite without having to worry about the enemy team pushing the payload. And he's also strong on defense when holding areas with a lot of space because it enables him to move around and kite enemies as he needs to and pressure them when he needs to. Ramatra is weakest when forced to push into chokes or against good fairies, echoes or widows because he lacks any consistent way to protect his team from them. Overall, I think Ramatra is A tier in low elo to diamond and B+ at high relos. Around Diamond Elo is when you start to face good Orisas, and that will make you feel like you are getting much impact. And the higher Elo you go, you will start to face good Doomfist, and at that point, it basically becomes a case of who can deny the enemy squishies the most, because neither of you can really kill each other. Thanks for watching, and if you found these tips useful, be sure to subscribe and like as it helps me with the algorithm. And be sure to leave a comment letting me know what you guys think of Ramatra. I'm interested in whether or not people think he's over or underpowered and why.